Welcome to another stimulus package update. We do have another few things to cover in this update for you guys, and this is regarding the next stimulus package, the next stimulus check, and previous checks as well. We're going to be talking about all the new details in this update for you. Now, if you've seen some of my updates before and you've been enjoying them, be sure you do click that like button for me, smash the like button. Just help out the YouTube algorithm, it supports my channel, more people will see the videos, and I greatly appreciate when you do that. And if you're brand new and you haven't seen any of my videos, whether they're stimulus package updates or videos covering business, finance, investing, entrepreneurship, mindset strategy, or tips and tricks, either way, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit that big red button, and you also want to hit that little notification bell as well. That way you're notified every single time I make a new video, so that way you don't miss any new videos. And this gels very well with the video I just did. I did an update recently where I talked about how fast you can expect to receive the next stimulus check when that next package does eventually pass. And I also mentioned in there reasons why you might have not received your stimulus check yet under the first CARES Act. And I know some people were talking about how they did not even receive their first check yet, and yet we're already on to the second one. And so I put some resources in there, and this goes nicely in conjunction with this. And it's regarding the first stimulus checks. If you have not received them yet, we actually have some brand new developments coming this September. So what we've learned is 50,000 people who did not receive a payment from the first round will now receive a check sometime in September. The IRS has said that they'll begin mailing checks in early to mid-September to 50,000 individuals whose portion of the Economic Impact Payment, or the EIP, another name for a stimulus check, was diverted to pay their spouse's past due child support. Under that CARES Act, as we know, $2,400 payments were made to eligible couples filing jointly with incomes under $150,000. But that money actually could have been intercepted if a person was past due on their child support obligations. If one spouse was behind on a payment, the other could file an injured spouse form with the IRS, which allows the person to retain their share of the joint refund. Now, eligible spouses who submitted that form along with their 2019 or 2018 federal income tax return do not need to take any action to receive their portion of the EIP, according to the IRS. Those who didn't file the injured spouse form will also receive their portion of the payment automatically, although the IRS doesn't have a time frame for when that will take place. Now, this was one of the key provisions of the HEROES Act. Under the HEROES Act, Democrats didn't want any nickel of people's stimulus checks to be able to be garnished or taken away from them, and everyone that was entitled to them 100% will have received them. That was under the HEROES Act. That was the Democrat-backed package that was passed back in May. At this point, it's been swept under the rug. It's totally dead, and it's not going to be negotiated. There's no hope for the HEROES Act. Second update we have is White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, who has been instrumental in discussing and negotiating the next stimulus package, has said that he has now reached out to Nancy Pelosi's office to resume negotiations. There's no concrete indication that talks will resume or that we'll know a specific date when talks will resume. Right now, Congress and lawmakers are on vacation, and Labor Day is the day that they come back. Mark Meadows said in an interview with Politico that, quote, "I actually had my staff reach out again yesterday to Speaker Pelosi's chief of staff. He didn't get any response back, though, and didn't expect one." Spokesman for Pelosi's office told Politico that a staffer from Meadows' office had texted the Speaker's staff to confirm a phone number, but did not mention resuming negotiations. Meadows noted that he believes a deal is still possible and that President Trump also wants to reach an agreement. Pelosi also alluded to the bitter battle over the next bill during a Tuesday interview with MSNBC, noting that the White House has continued to block new funding for nutrition programs and has tied a portion of school funding to physical reopenings in its proposals. This is a provision that Democrats strongly oppose. Each side has insisted that it wants a deal, and both have characterized the other as uncompromising and unyielding. But again, there's no meaningful signals that either side is ready to return to the negotiating table. And as I've talked about in other previous updates, the main crux of the negotiation here really has to do with the price tag of the bill. Both sides do want to see another stimulus check. They have compromised on that. Both sides want to see another payment. Democrats and Republicans, another at least $1,200 go out to Americans. But the Republicans want a bill that's much lower than the $2.2 trillion price tag that the CARES Act came with. It wants a more skinny, scaled-back proposal, in which we'll be talking about in just 1 second. Democrats, you have Pelosi, you have Schumer, they want a more inclusive, comprehensive, robust bill that includes all of the features that they want a bill to include. They don't want to do it a piecemeal approach. They want it all in one shot. And that's what you saw under the HEROES Act, the Democrat-backed bill. That bill came with a $3 trillion price tag. Now, Democrats did give in. They said that they've been willing to meet in the middle, and they would come down to $2 trillion. That's $1 trillion less than the HEROES Act. But the White House has already rejected that. They do not want to go as high as $2 trillion. So we do have fresh new details surrounding the skinny proposal from Republicans that we've covered in previous updates. And now Republicans are seriously considering mulling it over and actually introducing it very soon. 2 senior administration officials and 3 people briefed on the matter have now told CNBC that they are thinking about releasing the new skinny package as soon as this week. Now, to recap, this skinny GOP bill does not include a stimulus check. There is no provision for a stimulus check or even a mention of a stimulus check in this proposal. But it is focused and geared towards and targets key issues in which both parties do agree. It focuses on the compromises. These areas of bipartisan support include expanded unemployment insurance, a new authorization of small business loans, money for schools, and COVID-19 testing, treatment, and vaccines. This bill would include enhanced jobless benefits to be set at between $300 and $400 depending on a few issues. Again, we don't have the actual proposal yet. It's still just a draft, so we'll get some final details if it does in fact get released this coming week. But Democrats only want to continue $600. That was cut off July 31st from the CARES Act, and Democrats are still vehemently pushing for $600. They don't want to go lower than that. But remember, Republicans, as I've told you guys, they were absolutely totally adamant about not extending. They would not give a penny to people in addition to their unemployment state benefits. They said it's a disincentive to turn back to work. They wouldn't do anything. But now some Republican lawmakers have said that they would be in agreement with $400 in extended benefits. And so you just see how far we have come. Now remember, President Trump did take executive action this month of August. A few weeks ago, he signed executive orders that would extend the jobless benefits by $300 from the federal government. And then if the state can afford it, they would chip in $100 to total $400 in unemployment enhanced benefits. But some states have already said that they're not going to be able to do that. I covered that in another video. I'll link it down below in the description, talking about which states, the status of which states we know so far are able to do that extra $100, which states are not going to be doing it, and which states are right now TBA, to be announced. And that executive order states that essentially if legislation were to be passed that's similar or gives greater benefits, then that executive order would be terminated and that new legislation would take over in simple terms. But at any rate, you will be collecting at minimum at least $300 worth of unemployment benefits per week from the federal government. Legislation might be passed and it might give you more, but you'll be getting at least $300 under Trump's executive order. So that's the news we know so far. Again, inaction, stagnation, gridlock, deadlock, no progress. But it will be very interesting to see if that skinny package does get released this coming week. And so we'll be keeping our eyes peeled for that. You're not going to miss any future updates. You are going to want to stay tuned. Be sure that you do have that subscribe button clicked, because this is getting to be a crucial turning point in this pandemic, and we might see legislation be coming just right around the corner, especially when Congress gets back from vacation. But I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, if you got value out of it, do click that like button, smash the like button for me. I do appreciate when you do that. And if you want to see more of this on my channel, be sure you are subscribed. I post videos every single week covering business, finance, investing, entrepreneurship, mindset, strategy, and tips and tricks from my own experience. I also do these stimulus package and stimulus check updates. So you want to stay tuned. Don't miss any of them. And if you want to be notified every single time I make a new video, so that you'll be there the second that I post that new video, go ahead and click that little notification bell as well to be notified. But I look forward to seeing you in the next one.